Hey guys, today we're gonna talk about the fact that we're getting a new fence tomorrow, which is so exciting. This fence, we've moved in and it has been just a big pain to deal with, and I'll show you why here in a second. But we are getting a new fence tomorrow. They're coming and they're going to tear it all down, and then in 2 days, so tomorrow's Tuesday, Thursday, they will come back and put in the new fence. So yeah, I just wanted to share like how awful this fence is. Okay, so for starters, you can tell that it is leaning. Like this is how they installed it next to the house. I think part of it is time. You know, sometimes pickets warp over time. This fence is 10 years old, but part of it is also not being installed correctly. And also, for our HOA, the fence is supposed to go to the back plane of the house, and this is not the back plane of our house. This is actually like an addition. So I don't know if we're gonna be able to see, but right where that corner is there behind this bush, that's the back plane of our house. So we're gonna actually move this fence back a bit. But moving on, how terrible this fence is. Here's one of the gates, and you can tell grass grows very well over here. There is a bit of a safety hazard going on right here. Like, we don't have any kids or anything, which is good. But this nail's like, they're all completely sticking out. Whenever you lift the gate, you do have to like lift up and pull because it just gets like jammed, I guess. And there's like broken boards back there. And you can tell that they did not treat the wood or stain it at all. And I mean, again, time is part of it, but if you stain it and treat it, it will last a lot longer. So I wanted to show just all of the rotting that's at the bottom of this fence. Pretty much the entire bottom of this fence is rotted. And so we've blocked off some of the bigger holes with things like a piece of wood or a rock, or we have a brick or other things that we've blocked the big holes because we don't want Lucy to be able to get out, or you know, something to be able to get in. So yeah, you can see closer picture of just how worn out this fence is, I guess. And I don't know if you can tell, like with this spacing, so like some you can see through and then some you can't. So like the spacing of the pickets are really bad too. And yeah, I'm gonna show you like one of the worst things. Hold on. So you can see that, again, just all rotted pickets. Ignore my weeds, okay? We're prepping for them to come tomorrow, and then once they have the fence removed, we're gonna like mow and do a bunch of stuff. Anyway, so there's this picket, like it just moves. I'm barely like pressing it and it just moves. And we actually had a dog come over and like it pushes off to the side, I think. Yeah, but I don't wanna break it even more. But a dog like pushed it over to the side and tried to get in our yard. And yeah, just hazards like that have happened, I guess. It's not a huge deal if the dog's nice or whatever, but it is a big deal if they're not. So again, just like old wood, they didn't stain it at all or treat it. So looking at this section of our backyard, pretty much this whole thing, like where you don't see any like grass or weeds or anything growing, that whole thing was just all landscaping. And it's because the people who used to live here had a garden, and like apparently a pretty elaborate garden, but we didn't see that when we moved in. But we dug out all of the dirt and landscaping, so we want grass to grow back there. But the dirt was about like that thick across the whole thing. So basically like to that beam, not, you know what I mean, runner, whatever that's called, pretty much that whole length. So what we were told with bringing in all of that dirt for there, the fence was actually acting like a retaining wall for the dirt. And so the moisture of the dirt and then the mulch and things on top of it just pretty much rotted the fence even quicker. So when we dug all of that dirt out, and we're like trying to level the yard a bit too, when we did all of that, this is what we found. It's bad. So that's when we found out that this just entire bottom is rotted, like the entire way. And there's some pretty big holes, like over here, there's some pretty big holes that we've blocked off with a rock. So just, Lucy has found one she can fit her face through, but that's pretty much it. So yeah, that was fun. We're gonna walk over here now. And then this section is actually not ours. You can tell it's not our fence, but we got permission from our neighbors to take it out because, again, freaking rotting. We're gonna take it out and it'll all be part of our fence, and it'll be new and it'll be fantastic. I don't know if you can tell, but the pickets like go up and down, like they're not completely even at the top, and you can see like our yard kind of dips down, so we're slowly leveling it out. Obviously not perfectly level because we want our house to not, we don't want the water to like run to our house, but it was pretty dramatic when we first moved in. And of course there are more safety hazards with nails like sticking out everywhere. Yeah, it's so bad. But now we're gonna come to this gate, which was pretty bad, and another reason why we're trying to level. So they installed this gate like at the angle, and I don't know why they did it that way. So whenever we would try to open it, it was pretty much impossible, and now it's like super impossible because we have kind of buried it, because it would get stuck like right up here. So again, this gate was not installed correctly, and it was a pretty dramatic like slope. So now it'll be a bit more even for the new gate. So yeah, the fence is pretty bad, and most things for the house we have done ourselves. Like we haven't really paid anybody to do anything to the house, but we want to make sure this is done correctly. So we are hiring real people to come out and do it, and they're going to be coming tomorrow. So we do want to prep the yard a little bit before they get here. I'm going to pull a little bit of weeds just so when they take the fence down, our neighbors aren't horrified at our yard. Jumping at the window. Like it's not stopping at all. As you can tell, the fence is gone and they set the posts. So weird being able to see in our neighbors' yards. It's very strange, but I wanted to share one of the posts that they dug, I guess. They nicked a pipe, so we have an irrigation system / like sprinklers that we never use because it's so expensive, but they nicked the pipe, so now we have to have a plumber come out tomorrow. Like, we really just found one that could come out today or tomorrow. It's just kind of something that happens with home improvement projects. The progress is going very well, but now we have to go walk the dogs. Come on. Come on. So the plumber just finished. What are they? Irrigation? Okay, the irrigation guy. Plumber. Ow! Just finished fixing the pipe. I'll show you the hole. So they just finished. She is not a big fan of being on the leash. Come on, Lucy, come here. So they just finished with fixing the pipe. You can't even see it. Hello, today is the day we get our new fence. So they're out there right now. I'm creeping on them from the upstairs guest room. So they are cutting the posts right now to be 5 feet because we can only have a 5-foot fence according to the HOA. So they're cutting that right now. I mentioned yesterday the plumber guy, whatever he is, came and rerouted some piping that they kind of nicked or smushed or whatever. So they still need to set that one post out there, and then they'll start putting up all the panels. I am so excited to not walk the dogs anymore and not feel like everyone's staring at me when I go outside. Ooh, I think they're setting the other one. I'm really creeping, but